Wow, like I said, these are some crazy times we live in. Look, I say myself, stay prayed up. God got the last word. I believe in the Most High.
Let's talk about the weather modification theory for a second here. Weather manipulation can take on many different types of forms, actually. One form could be changing or creating specific weather events, from simple rain to natural disasters like hurricanes. So if the government wanted to, they could create an earthquake or tsunami anywhere in the world using this HAARP technology. The US actually has participated in weather manipulation before. During the Vietnam War, the US used cloud seeding as a military tactic. Planes seeded clouds to make the monsoon season longer over strategic locations on the Ho Chi Minh Trail. And this was part of a highly classified Operation Popeye. The US Air Force wanted to disrupt the flow of military supplies to the North Vietnamese army, and instead of just bombing the trail, they used cloud-seeded rains to soften roads and cause landslides. Operation Popeye was allegedly sponsored by Henry Kissinger and the CIA, and this chemical weather modification was conducted over Cambodia, Vietnam, and Laos.
Biden stepped up to help Pete control the weather. Joe's taking care of Mayor Pete's sunny weather problem by greenlighting a project to blot out the sun. You heard me right. The White House just released a report saying they're open to solar geoengineering, a process that uses stratospheric aerosol injections. In other words, spraying chemicals into the sky to cool the Earth's temperature. So it's no surprise that Bill Gates is behind this crazy idea, and Joe Biden has now endorsed it. If you loved dangerous gain of function and government-funded Frankenscience experiments to mess with Mother Nature, you're going to love geothermal engineering.
Bill Gates is backing the first high-altitude experiment of one radical climate change solution, creating a massive chemical cloud that could cool the Earth. It's called solar geoengineering, and it's highly controversial. It would look something like this. Thousands of planes would fly very high and use nozzles to inject millions of tons of light-reflecting particles into the stratosphere. It would create a thin chemical cloud of those particles around the whole planet, blocking some sunlight from reaching the surface. It would mimic a giant volcanic eruption, which we know cools the Earth.
Nothing says you think you're God like declaring war on the sun. Do you want a chemical cloud around the Earth? I mean, what is going on? Why does anyone listen to Bill Gates? Why is this getting, the green light from our government?
It's sort of hard to categorize which is worse, their stupidity or their arrogance. They think they're God in all of their arrogance. They think that they have all these answers. And what's most troubling about it is that they're actually in charge of a lot of things here. And they're, in their arrogance, they are willing to sacrifice the humanity. These people are insane, and they need to be removed from power.
Sunlight, vitamin D would help us get through COVID. The rest of the world is saying, let's go more natural and organic food, and we need to go back to the old way of farming. And now, Bill Gates is also behind this lab-grown, meat in the lab. Who wants this? There's no demand for this.
Why? The only way these people get their ideas across is through force. And this is why it's so important to them to get power, experimental vaccines or electric vehicles. But this isn't how these people operate. These people operate on the force. They blame global warming. Why? Because Democrats have been in charge.